Greetings to one and all. My name is Lule Gwangdobo and I am from Legal Campus Advisors. Welcome to the many videos that we're going to be posting for your free consumption as a way to guide you for out-of-court and in-court experiences. For purposes of the series of videos, we are going to be terming it DIY law. Basically, do it yourself, because contrary to popular belief, there is a lot of matters that you can see to finalization by yourself without the need of an attorney, over and above the fact that if you enter court and you're unrepresented, the court is under a duty to assist you throughout your matter. Now, when we refer to DIY law, it's important to understand how a person gets to a point where they're unrepresented. Imagine this. You get to court, it's your very first appearance, and you don't know what to expect. This is what's going to happen. Your name will be called, you stand up, you approach, and you get into the box. You are then going to be informed of your rights by the magistrate, either directly if you are conversant in English, or through an interpreter who will then interpret your rights in your language. The first being, you are entitled to represent yourself. That means you will speak for yourself in court. This is usually not advisable because there are certain terminologies and processes that happen in court where a person who's not well versed in what happens in courts of law will then basically result in a long drawn out process unnecessarily, because if someone addressed on section 220 admissions or 212, you will not know what to expect. So it's always advisable that someone guides you. But it's also your right. You are not forced to get representation. The second option is to be represented by a state representation, being legal aid, free legal representation. Now, this is specifically for people who are unemployed and who earn under a certain threshold, which again, a lot of people don't fall into this category, forcing the third category where you need to bring your own private attorney. Now, from that first appearance in court, if you choose to get your own private attorney, the matter will then be postponed for attorney and instructions. On the next date that you would have been given in court prior already, your attorney must then appear. You must have already appointed one, will appear on your behalf and will basically take on the matter from then onwards. Now, let's discuss this gap that Legal Campus Advisors aims to close, specifically for people who can't afford legal representation in court and who are in this gap and they need to access our courts. Legal aid says that for civil and criminal matters, you cannot earn more than 8,700 Rand. That's a bulk of people. A lot of people earn more than that, but it's not to say that they now qualify or are even able to afford the fees, especially for drawn out battles in court. Legal aid also goes on to look at your assets being movable and immovable, and those assets must also not surpass a certain value. Otherwise, you don't qualify for this free legal representation. Then you find yourself in this gap, being forced to be in court for a matter to be finalized, but you can't afford private representation and you also don't qualify for legal aid. This is when we come in. This is where we guide you. Now, again, I must welcome you to this series because it's going to be exciting. I hope by the end of it, you do feel very confident to see to matters yourself, because as much as the court must guide you, it's always nice to be prepared. It's always nice to know what to expect. Otherwise, the process will be daunting for you. Here's to many more, and we welcome you.